Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn, and as you can see, we have got a little bit of dynamite down here, but we don't have quite all of it yet. In fact, we might have missed a couple of places, but once the evening stops by, we might go ahead and take this out just so that, well, if these beavers get out of the blast range, come on. There we go. Let's actually just go ahead and take all that out. There we go. We'll take the extra water that it provides, and we will just work with whatever we can get there. We'll put you up here. We'll put that down there, and we'll connect them with a path so they can just take care of it. I could just have them constantly put on the dynamite on the outside, but, you know, that's a little easier, a little faster. We'll take that one out. We'll take that one out. It won't hurt to take those out at all. So hopefully with that little bit of extra water in this one single day, there will be enough water to actually fill this up. It's getting pretty close, but it's still got a ways to go. Down here in our building town here, they did manage to get these all set up, so we shouldn't get any bad tide coming along this time. Which means we will lose the power from these for just a bit. So we're going to have to come up with something, some way to store power. And I think what we're going to end up doing is we are going to put in more FlyWheels. We're going to get this medium one, and then we're going to try putting them maybe underneath these so that they can store up power during the temperate seasons, and then maybe use it during the non-temperate seasons. In fact, we should probably stop that because we don't need to go through those extra logs. Plus, it's extra work for the haulers. We'll go ahead and take care of that. This is all back up. Let's go ahead and get these guys set back up. We've got a couple of extra beavers, so it's not a big deal. But I think this flywheel, it costs 2.5. We're at 2.3. With the extra scientists, hopefully we'll get there pretty soon. Look at that, it worked. No more bad tide on this end of the map. Now, of course, all the water is going to run down here and out of the map, which I think it all exits right there. But today, we're going to work on stopping that. We're going to put in some barriers here and get a bunch of extra water in here. However, I think we are going to have to do a little work around our mine as well, because I would like to put in enough barriers to block off this area right here, but that's going to cause little problems. We have got this wonderful mod. I'm glad it's working in. I think it was down for just a while, but as you can see up in the corner up there, we have our height marker, which it's such a wonderful mod. Let's take a quick mod break and just take a look at it. On today's mod break, we're going to be taking a look at Height Shower, a small mod that gives a huge amount of extra information. Well, not a huge amount, but a very important information. It shows you the height, which of course makes sense. It's this little icon that appears up here with some of your other items, and whatever block you happen to be pointing at, it shows you that height. Now, the devs did recently add a tool that can show you similar heights and can show you a straight line. However, what happens if you want to know if this block right here is the same height as this one right here? As you can see, one was 7, one was 8. We know right away that this block over here is one shorter. So you can plan larger dams and structures around greater distances by simply knowing information that, well, honestly, should probably already be shown in the game. But that's it for the mod break today. Here, it looks like the height is 6, and we're going to block all of that off. Let's go ahead and put in the levees for that. We'll do that across here, and then I don't want it to flood there directly or not get any power down here, so we're going to do dams here on that one. Let's toss in a storage for this. Let's do piles, put a medium pile right here. We'll even swap the door. That's important. We'll get logs and obtain there. and they can work on building that. However, it looks like I might need one more thing here, doesn't it? Let's get that right there. There we go. Then they can build that. We'll work on maybe getting them connected in over here. But, of course, over here is going to need a dam as well. And we want to find out where height 6 is. This is height 6. So we're going to need to get a dam all the way across here, all the way over to the height 5. That's height 6. So we're going to have to get dams in there as well. Let's go ahead and plan for that. We'll start with the storage here. We'll do a larger pile here. Let's see. Nope, we want the large pile. Pit pile, large industrial pile. Let's put you... there's not a lot of great places for it here, is there? We could take that out, I guess. If we take this out. There we go. We'll mark that as high, so they'll come and do that. And then we'll get that storage in there. But while we're waiting on that, let's get levees in here. We'll start just marking this place off for levees. These are going to have to go all the way across. And then here, which this is height 6. So let's mark all of this out of there. There we go. There we go. And that. And then we'll do dams right where the other ones were. So we know we should have proper water flow through there. Grab a couple of these to get up the dam. Let's do that. Let's do a curved stair here. Just save us a little bit of a path. There we go. This can come down here, over here, and in here. That just took out my entire area for logs, didn't it? Can I... Let's get that storage in and just see what it looks like. Warehouse, piles, there we go. Large industrial pile. That'll work. We'll do this, and then that. We'll say that that's super important. We'll set it for logs and obtain as well. And we'll make a path all the way along here so they can get that taken care of. And I think that's the two major exits. Now down here, I want to make sure that whatever height 6 is, we've got height 7. So this is all on height 7. This is height 6, so it should be okay. But this is height 5, and this is definitely lower at height 4. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make a small dam across here. Start with the levees. Let's just go one here. How about we do diagonal and turn it maybe just a bit? There we go. Oops, didn't need that one. We'll do something like that. We'll get in platforms just so they can get there. And we'll take this nice red brick road over here and around so that they can get all of those in. At some point, we might even put in some pumps over here so these guys can start working on their own stuff. We have about 4 extra beavers, 3 to 4 hopping in and hopping out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in another builder's hut so that they can hopefully get down to these just a little bit faster. At some point, we actually might need another hauling post since we're moving these things such a far distance. And this is basically sustaining off of this one little gate and our haulers bringing stuff in. So next time that the good water comes back, if we can get these dams in there, hopefully, just hopefully, we can start to set up some infrastructure for our town down here. We've got plenty of science now, so I'm going to come back through and we're going to take this out. We're also going to put in 2 of these so that we can get them ready to go, I guess you could say. And then we need a stairway. Let's do about right there, I guess. Yeah, that looks good, so they can get down there. Now we're gonna start working on our next level of power solution, I guess you could say. We're gonna put a vertical framed flywheel right here that holds 15,000 power, whereas these are only holding a couple thousand apiece. Plus it loses less power overall while it's just sitting idle. So we're gonna go ahead and spend that science, and then we're also going to look into getting, there it is, the wood workshop, which we should have. Oh, well, we're just a little shy on that, but we're going to put 2 wood workshops right on top of that to finish off this section. In fact, we might just do one once we get the science for it, and then we'll start removing these and replacing them, putting these FlyWheels underneath. Now that the beavers are kind of just waiting on stuff to happen, we are going to see if we can maybe send them down here to cut out some of these trees. So let's get a couple of beavers maybe building stuff around here. They should be good to go around here. Let's get this out of there. We can do one to get up there. There we go. We'll connect those in. And let's just start putting in some random places to get trees. Let's do that there. We'll do one. How about here? And we'll get the extra there. Let's get rid of that. Let's say we'll cut all of these trees, those, and this. We want all of that out of there. We're going to clear out all these dead birch trees. Eventually, we'll see if we can get down here to get those as well. And all of that goes. All of this goes. All of that goes. There we go. All of this, and all of that. That should be fine. Let's get you up here. We'll get another one here. And let's get one more here. Once they start putting those in, we can probably... No, we'll wait until then, and we'll shut off a couple of things. Let's go ahead and change this over to logs, since we don't really need scrap metal anymore at the moment. Although, once they get down here, go ahead and put that in there. There we go. And we'll say cut these out. We'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll cut these out here. We'll work on getting that metal out of here too. Notice we've started having a bit of trouble keeping up on kohlrabies, so we're going to switch some of this canola oil out. We've got plenty, and we're not going to use it for very long. So let's go ahead, get rid of all of this. We'll replant it with kohlrabi for now. And if we need later on a place for canola, we can definitely do that. They have one of them in, so let's go ahead and get what we need on here. Yep, we're going to do that. And then actually, I'm going to destroy this one. And we're going to take these 6 out of there. There we go. As soon as I can make sure not to click the rubble. I want to keep that. We're going to put another one under here. And we'll put you back. And we'll put you back. There we go. We'll see if that will help us save some of these. Eventually, we're going to get all the way down, hopefully to under these 2 as well. For the dynamite over here, we can go ahead and take a lot of that out. There we go. These can all be reached just by them putting one up from below, so that should be good. Then we can start looking into this over here. We'll go up one here, we'll go up one here, we'll go up one here, and they should be able to dynamite this down just a bit. Actually, we don't need that. So let's get rid of that. Do 3 here. Grab path, go around, and we'll get them started on this too. There we go. That should work as soon as we can get some dynamite back. The temperate season has come back, and it's already starting to fill up with a decent amount of water, so there's going to be a lot of water in here. I want to see what the final green area is before we go putting stuff down, but these are letting the good water out. There was kind of a burst of bad water when we opened them, which has mostly settled down here, but it should all get pushed off the map here before too long. Look at all of that nice green land that we're getting. Isn't that nice? Yeah, it's so much better. We'll let them work on that, and now we should have plenty of water going into the the dry season or even a bad water season. So we'll do that. We'll make sure close above 1%. So that should still automatically close. I'm going to have to probably come down there and reopen them since the water behind will always be contaminated. But you know what? That's a small price to pay for getting this much green land in there. When the water stops, some of this up here might flow down into this. But look at all of this nice water. In fact, there's almost a perfect place. Let's go ahead and get started on some of the things to maybe make this district a little bit better. Let's start with the water here. We're just going to get a deep water pump. We're going to put it off the edge right there. And that should help fill this up so they don't have to bring so much water down there. Let's connect it in with the red brick road here. There we go. And then we also need a forester. Wood. Let's get a forester in here. In fact, we'll just do this little area right here. And we'll say that this, let's do storage, tanks. We'll do one of you. Oops. Did I click off of that too soon? One of you, there we go. And we'll do a warehouse. Hit warehouse for berries. There we go. And we will put in some berries around here so that they can get started on making their own population. There we go. That's all good and in. And if I do stairs here, they should be able to get a little bit more. I suppose we could put in some trees for these guys so they could harvest their own trees, although they have their own trees down there, so we might just do a little bit more berries down here for them. Let's see, we want berries. There we go. Blueberries. Do all of this as blueberries and see what they can actually plant and what they can't. Now that we've got an area that should start supplying these folks, let's go ahead and get in maybe just one pod for them. There we go. Let's just do one to keep kind of a stable area around here. And we'll go ahead and say that they can bring over berries if they're not already bringing over berries. Let's say District 2. Where's our berries? There it is. We're going to do import if needed. There we go. Hopefully that evens out some berries along here. That is a ton of water. Awesome. We should have plenty of green room down here for quite a while. Oh, this guy's done already. Let's see if we can get him his stairways in here so he can continue on with those. Do I have that done? Yep. All good to go. Another bad tide season. However, our reservoir did manage to fill up, and it's only 17 days. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of this. Everything should be able to get out of there. And if we need any extra water, it can go down there. So this should hopefully stay. We'll see if that can stay. This is very, very green and plenty of water. Of course, some of this came out down here. We've got a couple of guys that are already done with their area. Wow, good job. Okay, well, go find something else to do. This guy just needs that built. And these are working on it. These gates didn't work again for some reason. I'm not sure why. Contamination was definitely above 1%, and for some reason they still didn't close. So they're not set for a depth or anything. Nope, they're not. So double check and make sure nothing there is. Nope. Not sure why those didn't close on their own, but we got plenty of water this time. So hopefully with somebody in here pumping water, they can get going. They've got the small area here. Let's get another area for them. Maybe over here. We'll do this, and we'll get started on some actual wooded area for them. We'll get oak in here. There we go. There's the oak. And the trees. We might have to find a nice place to get them a farm or something. Maybe they can farm mangroves as a fruit. We'll see here. We could always move this onto a different area and take back some of this green. Let's see. That might just work. Let's move you over to here. There we go. You have 2 workers, so we'll set you to 2 workers here as well. We'll make sure that that gets done real quick. Let's put in a farm. Food. Farmhouse. In fact, we might need to put in 2. 1, 2. We'll want to get in staircases down to this, like so, for when that goes in here. But we can definitely plant food all around this. That's not going to hurt the mine at all, or the food. So we'll say, go ahead and plant. Well, you can start with kohlrabi down here, and we'll do maybe some cassavas up here. There we go. Wasabi's will need a fermenter, so we'll find a good place to put that here in just a few, but we'll get that in there first. This can also go in there, and they should be good to go there. Once they start getting their own stuff, we might up this to a second breeding pod. I just feel like I should use this last bit of green land here as well. So let's get some stairs in here from this path. We will put you in about right there. And let's find a good place for another farmhouse real quick that covers everything it needs to. You do not cover you. If I were to put you, say, here, and then move you down to here. There we go. We'll do that. Get that in there. And we'll do this, and looks like we need some cassavas at the moment, so we'll just toss in there whatever we happen to need at the moment. There we go. And we'll do storage, warehouses. We can probably do a medium warehouse up here. We've got the space for it. We'll do cassavas. There it is. And we'll say that that's a supply. And there we go. That should hopefully let us catch up on some of this stuff. Our storage system didn't save quite enough energy, but that's okay. We've still got enough power to make it through. I realized now when I put this forester in here that there may be a small problem. There's nobody to actually pick the berries because the forester's not going to do it. So let's go ahead and just put one in here. We'll toss a food. We'll toss a gathering flag in right there. And then they can work on getting all of this set up. Well, thanks to the height finder, I'm finding that there is nothing in my colony that is really below level 5 as far as I can tell. What is this height? This is height 6. Everything here except for this path, which is not a big deal because if it fills up with water, the path still works just fine. So we might actually come down here and try and start on another dam down here. So that would be 5, so we could put it in here. Let's do nope, let's start with levees. We'll do levees here. We'll just come straight across here because that looks like a good place for it. Go there, and we'll fill you in here. And I would actually like to do dams, but I don't know how many. There's really only 4 down there that seem to be needed. So I'll put in 4 down here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Get them both sides there. And we'll put levees in the middle here and hope this doesn't flood everything. How can we get over there? We've already made it this far, so Just need to pull this around. And this can all go over here. Let's get another storage, warehouse, nope, piles. We'll do that, and now we've not only moved down that way on the map, we're starting to move this way as well. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit more land, and we can start some new stuff. Just if this happens to take down the amount of power that they get, what we'll do is we might just dynamite some of this out of here and put in some large wheels, but we'll get there when we get there. We do have this last little bit of metal to pull out over here, so we're gonna just toss in one scavenger flag. We'll let them work as they can go. We'll get them a large pile to put it in too, so that they don't have to just carry it back for that. We'll set it for scraps, and we will set it for supply. That should take care of most of it. I'm kind of looking at this dam here and wondering if I were to take these dams out here, if we put in two more dams there, if it would push more water down this way, or if we would just overflow. I think we have like 6 outlets, so maybe if we put one down at the far end, that would work better. You know what? We're gonna test it here. Let's delete you. We'll put in a dam. We'll say that that's high priority. And we're gonna come over here and take out these 5. And let's see if we can put one in there. But we will also put in a dam all the way over here, just in case for maybe like pressure release or something. We'll take those up there. We'll say these are fairly important. There we go. They've got that in. They'll get that in here in a second. We've got some water going through here, or some power getting stored here. We're definitely going to need more water flowing through here, though, I think. I think at the moment it's just a little too little. Oh, we've got another 17-day drought, which shouldn't be terrible. Much better than the 30 that we had just got. I guess it was 29. But everything seems to be going here. The river has been widened, not the other way around. There we go. So eventually I think we'll put some dams up here and maybe green that area up a little bit. Down here, this is almost in, which should widen up this river. We are going to have to figure out what to do with our power here, but that's definitely going to be a next time thing. So as always, thank you very much for stopping by, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!